any sort of discrimination doesn't have to only happen at work. There are many instances where the wrongful acts happen.
Instances whereby two colleagues that maybe at work had a consensual relationship and it went well.
Let's be real here. We spend more time at work than we do at home, more waking time. So you're at work, say, 8, 9 hours. You see your colleagues every single day. We're human beings. We're going to have attractions to other people. We wouldn't be here having this conversation right now, but for that attraction. It's how life, and you know what? In my own law firm, I have had attorneys who fell in love with their paralegal and got married and had the most amazing marriage and children, and I'm so happy for them. I had another set of attorneys and they had a nice relationship, and another set of attorneys who had a beautiful child together. And so life doesn't stop when you open the office door. Life continues and you can have relations, but just understand morality and common sense don't stop either. The second you go to work, no means no.
Exactly.
Being asked out on a date, that's not sexual harassment. If your boss says, hey, would you like to go out on a date this Saturday night if you're not doing anything? It should be discussed if the person wants to, but let's say they don't want to. I appreciate it, but I don't think I prefer not to. At that point, a smart, common sense boss would say, I appreciate it. At least I tried. And that's it. There will be no retaliation. There will be no comments. And most importantly, you won't try it again, because even persistent sexual advances, that could be considered sexual harassment. So at work, we do have the right to go, put our head down, do our work, not be bothered by anybody else. But in the event there is a spark of love and something does happen, that's okay too, as long as it's being done within the bounds of decency and everyone wants it.
Thank you so much for that. Listeners, I hope you can take a cue from that. So what does retaliation look like in real life, not professionally?
So retaliation outside of work, even if it's a work concept, that could be, let's say a person complained of sexual harassment and then they went on to get a new job somewhere else. I'm going to stop you right there. I don't think that there are any actual instances that come to mind regarding retaliation outside of work. Can you elaborate on what you're talking about a little bit? Because I have some ideas, but I just wanted to make sure that I know what you're talking about.
Maybe they worked together, but they went out, maybe they had a company due and something happened.
So sexual harassment, retaliation, any sort of discrimination doesn't have to only happen at work. There are many instances where the wrongful acts happen outside of work. So it could be, let's say you agree to go on that date with your boss and you go out to a nice, wonderful dinner. And then after dinner, let's say you're invited back. My hotel has a great terrace. Let's go on the terrace and let's have a drink together. And you decide at that moment, it's nice, I'm tired, I want to go home. If the boss pushes it, doesn't take no for an answer, that's a perfect example of sexual assault, God forbid even rape, and it's happening outside the office. It could be an office party where they have somewhere else. That's an office event, and that could be retaliation or sexual harassment, not necessarily at work. And it could even be where, hey, let's decide to go to a baseball game together. If it's connected with work, connected with your boss, if it's something that makes your work environment thereafter uncomfortable, hostile, intolerable even, absolutely, it could mean something, and it doesn't have to happen only at work.
So, why do so many survivors blame themselves, and how does that affect their willingness to come forward when things like this happen?
That's a very sad aspect, and I see that all the time. And survivors, it has to do with gaining a sense of agency or control in their life. So they have this person who controls their paycheck, who controls their money for a roof, for meals, for being able to take care of their children. And this person just sexually harassed them or assaulted them. And the first thought could be in their head, did I lead them on? Was I not assertive enough? And it is so sad that they would default. It is a natural, common reaction. And I want you to know that it's okay to have that feeling, but just know it's your body's defense mechanism trying to make sense of all of this and say, oh, it must be my fault. I'm giving myself control. But when you have the courage, and it is courage, to actually come forward, do something about it, there's a whole process that I see that it goes from, oh, it was my fault, to, oh, I see what happened here. It goes from depression to realization to anger to post-trauma, post-traumatic stress. And the person eventually realized, you know what? Thank God I went through this process, because I garnered the strength to actually do something about it. And now that I've stood up, that I did something, that is the most important type of agency that we were just talking about, because now I said, stop, I'm not going to let you do this to me, and I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else again.
And hopefully they follow through as well.
I agree with you, but 90% of people who are sexually assaulted, sexually harassed at work, they don't. I feel bad for them, and I just want to let those people know who are not coming forward that it's okay to come forward. It's good to come forward. I tell people, if this happened to your daughter, your best friend, what would you tell them? And then treat yourself the way you would treat your daughter and your best friend, because you have a right to stand up for yourself. And just remember, if you don't, it's something that can eat at you, eat at your brain for the rest of your life. Not only was I the victim, but I didn't do anything about it, and that can eat away, versus the other feeling that, yes, I did. I stood up. I did something about it. I made sure that that person got punished for what they did. The company got punished. I got compensated for what happened to me. And I hopefully made it so that this won't happen to anyone in that position ever again.
Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.